you for watching Atlanta and Company Afternoon. I'm Christine Pilara, filling in for Rashawn Ali. Thomas Kostigen is a New York Times best-selling author who's written numerous books on the environment. His most recent books are National Geographic's The Extreme Weather Survival Guide and Extreme Weather. He discusses how to prepare and survive some of nature's most extreme weather. His journalism is regularly featured in publications worldwide, and he appears frequently as a public speaker, as well as TV host and guest expert, and we are thrilled to have him in the studio today to advise us on what to do, how to prepare, how to survive storms. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. Why this book and why now?
We've seen storms like never before, so we're living in a new normal, as we like to call it. You know, mega disasters, so mega floods, mega wildfires, mega droughts. So how do you prepare for those type of extreme events? And that's what the book is about. It's more of a resource guide than an actual book because it has a lot of tips on what to do and what not to do.
Right. I like the subtitle, Understand, Prepare, Survive, Recover. I like the way you broke that down. What was your thought process?
Well, there's three things that will get you through any type of disaster situation, and that's to understand what's going on. So information is key. And this goes a long way to doing that. Your cell phone, so you can get alerts, you can figure out if there's a storm coming your way. Social media platforms, have other people experienced storms? Information, huge. Next, have a plan. So that's going to be an evacuation plan, a communication plan, who's in charge of the kids, who's in charge of the pets, that type of thing. Lastly, supplies. Do you have the supplies to weather the storm? And those are really important, just takeaways, real simple, will get you through any event. And then you start to drill down by event, whether it's cold, snow, hurricane, heat wave, what have you.
Whatever. I love that because you make it really understandable, because this is something that when we think about, are we hearing tornadoes coming, or we see the thunderstorms rolling in, that's not the time to notice that you don't have the right things in your cupboard. You don't have candles, or you don't have, enough food or water. And on that note, basic other steps that we can take. You mentioned the food. What kind of food? What do you have over there?
Sure. So dry food that's specifically prepared for emergencies, so it can last for months, years even into the future, so you just have it there. I like to call this like a go bag. You know, we see these spies who grab this go bag and they can survive on the road, and that's it. This is one for the home. So you have your food, just a micro set of your life. What do you have in your life? Food, water. I recommend a bottled water like this because it has a contamination filter in it.
Oh, good.
So any contaminants that go in the water, filtered right out. And then, obviously, you need something to shelter yourself with. Blanket, hugely important, and a power supply. I recommend a flashlight or glow sticks because candles and matches can get a little dicey in those times.
That's great advice. And of course, we're moving into cold weather season, hearing that this winter is not going to be any better than last winter. And I think we weren't prepared, many of us, especially here in Atlanta with what happened. Many of us stranded in our homes. You know, even if you think clearly the storm's gonna clear up, so many people on driveways that couldn't get down, stranded in their home for days. Talk about what we should do to prepare for that. Same thing, have a bag ready, but anything else?
Sure. I mean, basically, you're not alone when you say you're not prepared. 56% of the country not prepared at all for any type of disaster, no matter where you live. If you live in a wildfire-prone community, less than 10% of any of those communities have a plan in place at all. Even though you know it's coming, so we just never think it's going to happen to us.
It happens every season, right? I lived out in California. Those fires happen every September, October.
It's not going to happen to me. So think it's going to happen to you, first of all. Track the weather. And then for winter events, sand. Do you have any type of salt, so you can salt down the driveway? Think about insulation, layering your clothing. Of course. Really important for kids whose immune systems haven't matured, and for seniors who are on the downside of their immune system. Hugely important for layering alone. Insulate the pipes, and then think about your car. What happens if you get stranded? What do you have in your car? Another go bag for there. Do you have jumper cables? Just think about it as if it is going to happen, and that's the biggest takeaway that will get you through.
Sure, and I think after what happened last winter, so many people were stranded in their cars. We had a person that we took in that walked over a mile in the snow, took her, an hour and a half. So always be prepared, especially now, maybe extra blankets, extra clothes, food, water, all of that, because you never know.
Overestimate, don't underestimate.
Excellent. What are some surprising weather myths?
Really interesting. Well, on the cold front, not more heat comes out of your head than any other part of your body. I mean, you know, my mother always told me, I put a hat on because more heat comes out. Total myth.
Right.
You know, your house is not going to implode if a tornado comes because of the pressure, so you don't, you know, let the windows down.
Okay.
That's another myth. And someone who's been struck by lightning, they're still not, you know, an electric conduit, so you can touch them and perform all those things. It's okay. So, you know, those types of things we learn about wrongly, and sometimes people get into trouble because of that.
That's why your guides are so helpful, and they are available right now. So thank you so much, Thomas.
Thanks.
Appreciate your time. Great advice. You can find Extreme Weather and Extreme Weather Survival Guide wherever books are sold. Pick them up today.